Fact under the spotlight, because Nigerians don't need noise, they need clarity. So if you're tired of spin and ready for sense, welcome.
I'm Maryann Okon, and this is Hard Facts.
Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
.3 Nigeria Info. 2 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour, welcoming you to the nation's #1 talk, news and sports radio station, and we are broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios here in Lagos. On the big hard facts today, it's we're picking up from where we stopped over the weekend, when the Senate obviously divided into two, giving us different perspectives, what they thought they had agreed on when it comes to electoral reforms and the transmission of results come 2027, during the elections and every other election that would come after this process of amending the Electoral Act. Now, I did play for you at the beginning of the show today Senator Enyinaya Baribe's position on the transmission part of the agreement. I also played to you the clip of the Senate president talking about the fact that you all don't know what you're screaming about and you do not understand the processes of the Senate. Hence, the misinformation that's out there in the public, which leaves the average person to wonder what exactly is going on. My guest obviously understands what the Constitution and the law says, but maybe he may not understand also the processes of the legislature, according to the Senate president. Or are we again experiencing difference in opinions when it comes to what should be in the best interest of Nigeria and Nigerians? My guest is a lawyer. He's also a member of the Social Democratic Party. He also flew their flag in the last presidential elections in 2023. He joins me live via Zoom. Prince Adewole Adebayo of the SDP joins us live. It's so good to have you join us, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Maryann. Good to see you.
Great.
God bless Nigeria.
Lovely. I want to start off with the Senate president's remarks on this ongoing disagreement as to what we the people want and what the Senate seems to be doing with electoral reforms. As a lawyer and as someone who's also a politician who I believe wants free, fair and credible elections for fair representation across the country, what are your thoughts? And how did you receive the fact that there were difference of opinion on that part of the Electoral Act which talks about real-time transmission of results?
Well, I've expressed my opinion severally. It's all over the media. It's clear that the Senate just want to play the role of a saboteur here. We all know the problem we had. And we try to solve those problems. And we had reached consensus on them. And we had public hearings. We had all kinds of interactions. And the House of Representatives has passed what the people want. What do we want? One, we want electronic transmission of election results, real time, immediately, so that there's no room for manipulation and there's no room for suspicion. So you finish counting the votes, you write the votes on the result sheets, the agents are present observing as you are doing that, they all sign on it, and you immediately send it to the IRF. No Jupiter can change it from thereafter. That way, everybody goes home. Nobody worries about a monkey game during the collation at the ward level, local government level, state level, or national level, like when someone like me running for president. We know that most of the battle has been fought, won and lost at the polling unit. Everybody goes home from there. So you go and do your computation, you keep checking in with the IRF. That's number one. Number two, we wanted INEC to have sufficient time to prepare for the elections so that we don't have a situation where they will say materials are not ready, they have a logistic problem, there was a court order somewhere, and they had to go and put another person's name and change the name. None of that will happen. Enough time. So there's no reason for the Senate to truncate the time from 1 year to 6 months. Then we are sick and tired of criminals who buy votes, who sell votes, who perpetrate violence, who alter results. So we decided to give them heavy punishments because election rigging is a form of coup d'etat. And we are in a country where the government claims that they have caused coup plotters and they want to punish them. And we say, okay, if you can prove that they are coup plotters, we support you in punishing them. And what are the offenses of the coup plotters? Coup plotters are trying to undermine democracy and take over power without the will of the people. What are election riggers doing? Election riggers are undermining democracy and try to take power without the will of the people. So if we are punishing one rightly, we need to punish the other. So those are the things we don't want in our elections anymore. We want to be a decent people. We want people who exercise powers on our behalf to have been truly chosen by the will of the people. Whether people make a mistake, choose the wrong person, and all of that, we want to leave that to the people. But we want to take our elections outside the area of suspicion. And I want people to know that we don't cheat in this country. So the law is to set the tone. INEC itself is asking for this to be put in the statute, in the Electoral Act. It is now merely in the INEC guidelines, and the Supreme Court has heard, even when I stand in front of the Supreme Court to argue, I've argued this before the Supreme Court on many occasions. They've always told me anything that INEC promises you, INEC puts in the guideline that is not in the Electoral Act or the Constitution is not binding. They are mere suggestions. If INEC doesn't comply with them, there's nothing you can do about it. So that is why a politician or anyone can give money to presiding officers and say, look, don't transmit that result, just keep it there. That is why someone can go to the place and undermine it, and we now wake up at night and hear that somebody whom we did not expect to be elected have been declared elected. We want to put an end to that. It doesn't mean automatically that the people in government are going to lose elections. And it doesn't mean that people like someone like me is automatically going to win if you put RF, automatic transmission. But it means that whether I win or lose, whether they win or lose, it is clear that there is no cheating. That is what this issue is about. It's not a difference of opinion. No, it is a sabotage of the will of the people or allowing the will of the people to prevail. It's not a political problem. It's not a squabble among politicians. Okay. It is a battle between Democrats and autocrats.
There are those who obviously share the same sentiments as you, obviously, when those who have said, look, whether we get all of this right or not, the politicians already have their way of shortchanging the system. Whether they approve transmission or IREV, they still have a way of circumventing the system. So this will all be an exercise in futility, and of course, they will continuously. I
don't agree with that. This is a very straightforward scientific process. We fought and I thank Maurice Iwu for introducing the card reader. And we fought. I went all the way to Supreme Court on the issue of card reader. But eventually, the card reader became part of the law, now called BVAS, Biometric Verification Application System. Now, that BVAS has done magic. Nobody comes anymore with 2 million votes, 3 million votes, all those unbelievable figures. And no party scored 99.99% like the PDP used to do in Rivers, Delta, and some other places in the past. Because you have to be a real human being with your card, and the card has to be read and your biometric captured before you can vote. So that has worked. What has not worked now is that they buy votes, they sell votes, they use violence in some places, and they don't transmit the results. I'll give an example. In my own election, that is not the main reason why I lost the election. I just didn't get enough votes. However, in one state, the tally from the polling units showed that I scored 122,000 votes as the presidential candidate of the SDP. What did they record for me there? 22,000. So now I didn't go to the Supreme Court or court to fight, because even if you add 100,000 to my vote, I still won't be the highest vote scorer. And I'm a lawyer, I don't waste my time. However, if you do that in many places, it has an impact. And the people who voted for me, even when I go there now, many of them still cry. They feel bad. You know, I was coming, I fell down on Okada to come and vote that day. How did they do this to me? So you don't want to destroy the confidence that people have in the electoral system. So let us make it clear that we are going to do electronic transmission. INEC, who is to carry out the burden, says we like it, we want it. We'll put it in the law, because INEC leadership is tired of being called criminals, thieves, saboteurs, and all of those names. They want to be credible, and they don't like a situation where they will give instruction to their staff, whether permanent or ad hoc staff, to follow, and those staff don't follow it. They don't like it, because INEC cannot have all the officers as permanent staff. They will have thousands, hundreds of thousands. So what they do is that towards the election time, they hire ad hoc staff. And some of these ad hoc staff are being influenced by politicians and other people who are not patriotic, and they will disobey the order. And if the election result is already declared, the wrong compilation and collation has been done, if you go to court and say it doesn't agree with the IRF, or the result is not on the IRF, the court has always said IRF is not in the law. Put it in the law first. And that's what we're trying to do now. So it is wrong to assume that there cannot be solution to our problem in this country. Of course, there are solutions. If you apply them, they would work. That I can tell you.
Okay. Let us talk about what the difference in, because we're hearing transfer, we're hearing transmit, we're hearing real time, no real time. Why does the semantics matter?
Semantics matter for those who want to hide behind their finger, because they know that transmit is what INEC want. Transmit what was we agreed upon. Transmit is what is in the Constitution. If you look at when the House of Representatives and the Senate have passed a bill, how do they send to the president? They will transmit that bill to the president for his assent or veto. Now, why is Akpabio pretending not to be a lawyer? Or he didn't go to secondary school to understand Brighter Grammar Book 1 and Book 2. That transfer means you collect from one person and give to another person. So I can transfer my land to you. I can transfer ownership of my property to you. I can transfer money to you, becomes yours. But if I transmit something to you, like I transmit my transcript from a university to another university, it is still my property. I just transmit it to you to see and act on it. So if you transfer result, it means that if SDP, Adebayo scores 21 million votes, you can transfer it to Tinubu, who is not supposed to win 10 votes where Nigeria is going these days. So you cannot use the word transfer because it means exchange of ownership. You use the word transmit, which means to communicate to you clearly what I have done on my side.
Okay.
So in the office, if you are moving a file to your colleague, you don't say, transfer the file to me. No, you transmit the file. You transmit a message. You transmit on radio. Even you radio people should resolve the issue for us. Are you transferring your broadcast or you are transmitting your broadcast?
We're transmitting.
So you need to make up your mind.
We're transmitting.
Exactly. But if you transfer your station to me, it becomes Adebayo info. So this is the problem. Akpabio is trying to be a houseboy to one person, whereas supposed to be a number 3 citizen and number 1 person in the National Assembly. He's supposed to do his duty, knowing that there's nothing special about him. It is by virtue of the Constitution of Nigeria and by the virtue of the will of the people that he has become an important person in Nigeria. Let him serve the country. He doesn't know whether he will be there tomorrow. There used to be Joseph Wires, where he is today. There was Joseph Wires was there. You have many people have passed through the place, and they are all gone now. So why is he not understanding that history will remember him as a person who did the right thing or the person who did the wrong thing and has gone into infamy? So there's time now, because I can tell you categorically, if Tinubu wants to be a sole candidate, contest with himself and make his family members, INEC members, he will do the election alone. We will not participate in an election in which the law has been rigged from the beginning. We will not do it. And their election that they want to do with a bad law that's already rigged, according to, you see, when the law is already rigged, the election is doomed. That is why we need to join issues with them. This is the junction where Tinubu meets me, meets everybody, meets Nigerians. This junction is where we are solving the issue. Don't wait until they have announced the result to start to shout. Now is the time. I am not saying that it is impossible for APC, for President Tinubu, for any of these other people to win election. It means that it will have to be by the will of the people. That is what we are looking for. So they should just understand that this is not for the opposition. And if there are people who are well brought up, who are members of APC, who have conscience, who love the country, who have decency, who want dignity for themselves, for their party, they need to tell their party members that there's nothing wrong in having a good law, only that you have to work hard. There's no more cheating, or the chances of cheating have been reduced considerably, and it will lead to less litigation in the courts.
Okay.
Nobody will worry too much. It will make the election less expensive, because once you transmit the result, everybody can stay at home, get the results, and do the computation, rather than hiring experts, going up and down, hiring lawyers to go to court, and causing confusion everywhere. This is the idea.
I have 2 minutes before we go on our first break. A lot of young voters registered to participate in the last elections, but got their hearts broken, obviously, for different kinds of reasons. How do we get those same people, especially that every day someone turns 18 and wants to be part of the electoral process, but then their morale is dampened? How do we get those people back on the horse?
Well, they have to be back on the horse because the battle for survival is not an easy one. If you want to have a country where you get good education, where you have protection of lives and property, where you live in prosperity, your age mate or people younger than you will not be insulting you at foreign embassies. If you want a country like that, whatever the sacrifice, whatever the frustration, come out and be a voter. Understand the issues. Choose the government that will better your life. If you are on your knees praying, immediately they announce that it's time to go and vote. Come and vote and later go back to your prayers. Because you can change your life immediately by making sure that people who love the country, who are obedient to you, who are obedient to the law, who are in harmony with the wishes of the people, and who love the country, are the ones who are in power. And that even if you make a mistake and choose the wrong person, you still retain the power to choose a better person. So don't lose that power, because the reason why they are frustrating you is that they don't want you to have a hand in the control of your own destiny.
Okay.
They want you so frustrated.
The connection is breaking, but we're going to go on a quick break. Prince Adebayo is with us. He joins us live via Zoom. When we come back from the break, a few more questions and we'll open up the phone lines. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Post your comments on our live stream. This is Hard Facts, and I'm Maryann Okon.
Hot Facts with Maryann Okon. We'll be right back.
Trust us on Hard Facts. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, you know we're credible and objective.
It's Hot Facts with Maryann Okon. More talk, news, and sports after this.
Lagos, get ready! Something new has arrived in Ikoyi. Introducing the brand new Moneyfield head office, now open at number 105 Adewole Road, Ikoyi. A modern banking space designed just for you. Faster service, smarter banking, and a team committed to helping you grow.
At Moneyfield, we provide a full range of financial solutions to support individuals, SMEs, and growing businesses. Our services include savings and investment products, personal and business loans, virtual accounts, salary and SME loans, cards, USSD, dialing *5684# to transact, and many more.
Visit us today at number 105 Adewole Road, Ikoyi, and experience banking built on trust, innovation, and excellence. Or visit any of our 6 branches in Idumota, Onikan, Trade Fair, Oshodi Shopping Complex, Yaba, and Ijora.
Moneyfield Microfinance Bank. You are in good hands.
Hey there, mums and dads. Did you know that some children are picky eaters and also do not get enough fruits and vegetables from their diet? Well Kid Baby and Infant Syrup is a food supplement from Vitabiotics that contains 14 vitamins and minerals, including vitamin C and zinc, as well as flaxseed oil, which supports brain development and all-round health. Well Kid Baby Infant Tasty Syrup is for children 3 months to 5 years of age. Give your young ones a good start with Well Kid Baby and Infant from Vitabiotics UK. Available in pharmacies near you.
This Ramadan, emotions ignite. Can rival sisters overcome pride? Will a defiant daughter find forgiveness? Can a bride's faith save her husband? A businessman rediscovers family. An influencer chooses between friends and fame. A single mom discovers even strength needs support.
6 stories, 30 days, faith, family, friendship, food, forgiveness. Tales of Ramadan Season 2. Catch every dramatic moment on TV and digital. This Ramadan, Maggie turns up the heat.
Me and Maggie, so good together.
Every year, thousands of candidates meet the requirements for a university degree. They pass, they qualify, they are ready. But not everyone gets a place. At Miva Open University, access starts with one clear principle. If you meet the requirements, you can study. It's that simple. No shortcuts, no favors, no compromise on quality. But access does not mean lowering the bar. It means removing the wrong barriers. Distance, rigid schedules, restrictions that do not serve learning. But if you are ready to learn, there is a place for you at Miva. Thousands of students are already studying with us, and you can join them. Visit www.miva.edu.ng to get started. Miva Open University is licensed by the National Universities Commission. Reach higher with Miva.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise! With a shutdown with a new flavor from Five Alive. Five Alive Mango with a sweet past gist for corner. Oh yeah, make we loud damn. Five Alive Mango don't land. New refreshing Five Alive Mango flavor. Grab it, taste it, loud it.
Guy, I beg if you run me urgent 2K. As how now? When Premier could give 10,000 people 10K back to back, they ask for 2K. Eh? For real? I go lie for you. It all begins with Cool. Just buy the 110 grams Premier Cool Ultimate or Black Soap. Unwrap them, enter the code for PAMPay. Boom! Instant 10K. Say less. I did go buy my own.
Don't miss out. 10,000 people to win 10,000 naira each. Just buy, unwrap, enter your code, and win instantly.
Freshness that pays you back. It all begins with Cool.
This Ramadan, emotions ignite. Can rival sisters overcome pride? Will a defiant daughter find forgiveness? Can a bride's faith save her husband? A businessman rediscovers family. An influencer chooses between friends and fame. A single mom discovers even strength needs support.
6 stories, 30 days, faith, family, friendship, food, forgiveness. Tales of Ramadan Season 2. Catch every dramatic moment on TV and digital. This Ramadan, Maggie turns up the heat.
Me and Maggie, so good together.
Last boss, last boss. Enter with your change, oh.
Ah, driver, wait, oh. Tunde, do fast now.
Boss, no feel leave us, Joe.
Make we bet.
Time no dey wait for person, oh. Now why for Betano, everything are sharp. Play, cash out, and win big. Download the Betano app on Google Play or Apple Store, or visit betano.ng to start playing. Only for persons above 18. Bet responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. Betano.
Lagos, this is for you and your family. If you're buying for your home, your kitchen, chairs, tables, storage, toys for the children, and the small things that make everyday life easier, there is one place you should experience. Orca. Orca is for all Nigerians. Whatever your budget, you'll find Orca at Eco Atlantic, Victoria Island. Welcoming, easy to access, and worth the visit. Listen to this. Enjoy 20% off on all products at Orca. Yes, 20% off everything. From now till February 28, 2026. Come and see it yourself. Bring your family. It's more than shopping. It's a moment everyone will enjoy. Visit Orca today. Buy what you need. Enjoy the experience. Orca, everything your family needs in one place.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes. Made from fermented soya and other select ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Hey, yeah, now Rabi, with Rabi, but it's strong, my mouth is fresh, it clean well, oh, now Rabi, strong it Rabi, fresh bread Rabi, 24/7 with Rabi, strong it Rabi.
Yes, so get your own Rabi 130 grams pack now for 1,500 naira. Now Nigerian Dental Association self deal with Rabi.
You want to hear all about it? to the talk station. It's more conversation and more conversation.
And then weeks later, there was a U-turn. Well, there was a coup.
Military arrest 65-year-old woman supplying drugs to Boko Haram.
That means they know where they are. Why don't the army go there and destroy the whole of that place?
Why is it only concerned about politics? Bringing everybody into the APC.
Nothing did not take place. Those people are still in the custody of their abductors. Another one has taken place.
As Yusuf dumps opposition for APC. In fact, everybody in Kano has dumped NNPP.
So Kwankwaso are coming out now and say, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that he does know, right?
I don't know what these guys will use to campaign again come 2027.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. This is Hard Facts.
Yes, on the big hard fact, we continue the conversation that everyone's having right across the country, electoral reforms. And of course, the biggest aspect is transmit or transfer. What exactly did the Senate agree to? And is this in the best interest of the average Nigerian? My guest is the former presidential candidate for the Social Democratic Party, and he's also a lawyer, which makes him the best guest to have this conversation with us because on the one hand, if he wants free, fair, credible elections, he has to be interested in this conversation. On the other hand, he can interpret the law and tell us what, the law says about stuff like this. But most importantly, the average Nigerian is wondering, is 2027 going to be business as usual? What changes will we see affected in the 2027 polls? Is INEC also going to be delayed and their processes involved in all of this? Is INEC going to be delayed as a result of this back and forth with the Senate? They have obviously decided that they would convene an emergency session. What will come out of that session remains to be seen, and that's what every Nigerian is waiting with bated breath to hear. Before we went on that break, I was talking about young people and the issue of voter apathy. We cannot also talk about voter apathy without talking about some of the encumbrances, or rather, I would like to call them something that has bewitched or bedeviled us, which is the politics of ethnicity. It is my brother, you're the enemy. That it also one way or the other is playing a role in people wanting to get involved in the electoral process or not. There are a group of people who have said it has to be this person or no deal, or we're not voting. I don't want to sound like I'm asking the same question, but how do we solidify a process so much so that even if, like you said, my candidate doesn't win, I would know that the process was fair and it was credible? How do we make sure that that is the watertight situation we have in our electoral system?
Okay, there is an aspect of it that deals with politics. There's an aspect that deals with constitutionalism. Constitutionalism is getting things according to the law, ensuring that whoever gets the power actually has been given by the people, because all these offices in the Constitution were created by the people. President, vice president, senate president, senator, governor, down to councillor. They are created by the people. And they are created as temporary duty posts. So you cannot go there except the people put you there. Election is to ensure that. It's like an examination. We have exam rules. Nobody sees the question beforehand. Everybody has the same time to write the exam. The examiner must not favor anybody. And after 3 hours, the elections are over. Even if you remember one thing you didn't write in the paper, you cannot bring the paper back and go and change your result. So it's clear. And when you are marking it, it is transparent. That's why even nowadays they use machines to mark exams. So those are rules. Those are constitutional and legal issues. But politics is about who do you prefer? Who do you like? That's a different matter. You can say you like your townsman. That is bad politics. But you can love your townman to the end of the end. As long as you only have one vote, and you cast that one vote for your townsman, and your townsman gets 2% of the vote, and he doesn't win. At least you satisfy yourself. Then after a while, you can start questioning yourself. Maybe it's not only my townsman who is good. Maybe I can get another person. Or if you are lucky the other side, your townsman wins, and you discover that it's not competent. You are hungrier than before. Life is harder for you. You cannot afford employment. Your children can't go to school. You are having accident on the road. You don't go to the hospital. You have no money to repair your broken leg. You may ask yourself, maybe I shouldn't have voted only for my townsman or person of my religion. Maybe I should be listening more carefully. Maybe I need people who are competent so that life can be easy for me. But what we are fighting on now is that those who are in government want to commit a coup against the people. They want to perpetuate themselves there. They want to commit civilian coup. They want to say, we who are there will conspire among ourselves and pass a law that will allow us to cheat and that will make the election so controversial that Nigerians will lose interest in it. And that's why we need to stop it. So you will see people who don't agree on politics coming together. So we are going around the country. We are meeting. I just came out of Lagos now, where we went to mobilize people, mobilize different people, and we are talking to people. We're also calling senators who are either in APC, any other place. I can assure you, any member of the National Assembly, all members of the National Assembly from SDP, they are voting for immediate real-time transmission. Because you cannot belong to SDP and you don't pass good laws, we will expel you. It's better to have nobody than to have a crook in our midst. So all our legislators have vowed that we should see them, anywhere we see them smelling like they are not going to vote for it, we should deal with them. So they are going to vote for it. And I believe that every other political party should talk to their members that, look, you are representing us, and we don't want Nigerian people to think that we are a party of crooks, a party of autocrats, a party that's unpatriotic. So if we do that, then it will be fine. Okay. And we are going to get it. At the end of the day, even these people in the National Assembly who are doing gymnastics of linguistics now, they will realize that they will not always be in power and that this thing will favor them. All the evil deeds of PDP, manipulating INEC, doing everything when they were in power, is the reason why they are in trouble today. If they had used the opportunity that of the 16 years they had to settle the question of free and fair election, rule of law, doing things properly, accountability, we will be talking now about taking Nigeria to the moon. But this generation we are in now, I don't want my children growing up asking me about IREF, TREF, KREF. I want it to be understood that we are a society where we don't cheat. Okay. We do things according to the book. All right. And that's why we're fighting the fight. It's not about politics. It's a fight of the people. Okay.
Well, Lagos, we want to open up the phone lines. Join the conversation. You have questions, you have comments. We're talking about electoral reforms and, of course, the fact that protesters had occupied the National Assembly today, even as the National Assembly had called for an emergency sitting, all amidst this push and shove to make sure that the election results are electronically transmitted in real time on election day going forward. Join the conversation 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. You can join the conversation. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Post your comments. You can send us a comment on X. Use the hashtag hardfacts. On WhatsApp, it's 0809 5975 805. 60 seconds. Please go straight to the point.
Hi, Maryann. Good evening to you and your guest.
Yes, good evening.
This is Adewole on the line. Wonderful discussion we're having this evening. It's obvious that one has to read brighter grammar to be able to understand the difference between transfer and transmit. In that vein, I just want to say the discussion should also move from a point where aside transfer transmitting election in good time. We should also talk about the issue where courts are the one endorsing those things. Where you say you are aggrieved, you are not satisfied with results, and the court is saying, and people are saying go to court, and then the court is endorsing election in Nigeria. This should be discourses we should be having going forward. I want to thank your guests for coming this evening for this enlightenment. God bless your station. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good evening, Maryann.
Good evening.
It's Emmanuel speaking to you from Ekwe.
Go ahead.
I'll repeat what I said, I think, yesterday or so, that it should be electronic transmission to IREV. The word IREV should be captured, on the Electoral Act. The reason is it could be electoral transmission to our microwave, electoral transmission to our wheelbarrow. But if it is on IREV, no judge will be able to dispute it, tomorrow. Today we have accidental PR managers trying to claim that there are no networks, in Nigeria. But we all know that bandits, do upload TikTok video. And again, APC just did a registration, across Nigeria, electronically. And they are not complaining. But when it comes to election, they will tell us that Nigeria do not have enough service. So I want the word IRF to be captured in the act. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Emmanuel. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
No, you're not allowed to call the female line. Thank you very much. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
If you're a man and you call the female line again, I'm sending the police to your house. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann. Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is James calling from Ebutemeta.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah. Sincerely speaking, it's a good one. But I want to ask, if the president really meant well for this country and they are ready to go for a free and fair election, then number one, why is he repeating the same thing that always gave leverage to the sitting party to come into power, like Buhari did, appointing the INEC chairman? It has always been like that. Why is he the one appointing the person that will be the umpire of the game? Why Nigeria should be the one that?
But that's what your constitution has. If we want that to change, then we need to, also come as a people and push lobby for those kinds of things to be effected. In the meantime, the president appoints.
Yes, I agree with what you are saying. But what I'm saying is that we must stand now. Let the change take place before the election. That's my own take.
It's a bit too late.
Yeah, thank you.
Prince Adebayo, are you going to help me in this case? He says we should push for the appointment of INEC to be by the people and not by the presidency before 2027. There's no room for that. We're even still trying to race the clock before.
Emmanuel has to wait for me to be elected. That's one of the things I will do. But the people who are there now, they are not about helping you to get to power. They're not about being accountable. They're not about being judged by the works of their hands. They know that the works of their hands are dirty. So what they are trying to do is to confuse you, confabulate you, make the election so annoying that you don't show up, and then they can just do a naming ceremony for themselves. Right now, they are scared that they cannot explain why poverty has gone into multiplicity. But what they need to understand is that it is good for the country for our processes to be clean. It is good for the country for a new generation to rise that meets decency on the way. We need a country where things are clean, and that is what we need. We don't need this stagnation, this seemingly being stuck in one place, that Nigerian generation after generation comes meeting the same frustration. That is why this time around, we are not joking. You will see that this government has an opportunity to do what is right quietly, so that within 1 week we have forgotten about this matter. We've got what we want in the law, we move on. But if they drag it with us, this is the end of the road for everybody, because we're not going to let them go past this junction. We're not going to say, okay, let's forget about it. No way. The whole body, we are at our party level, we'll be holding serious meeting. We'll be talking to other parties. Nobody is going to go to the INEC to do anything. Nobody's going to nominate anybody there, and they will end up waiting for United Nations to come and conduct election for us as if we are an unfortunate country, because the law expects that the president cannot be a politician every day. There are some national duties he has to do. When he's appointing judges, appointing INEC chairman, when they are passing laws, they cannot. Because one day you are going to be sitting down here, Akpabio and his category will come and say, murder is no longer an offense. They will come and tell you that bribery is no longer an offense. Because I have never seen a country where they are reducing the punishment for vote bias. Every other country sends you to jail for a long time. So they are weakening the foundation of the house that belongs to all of us. So this is a case of tenants trying to collect the CFO of the house and change the name to themselves. So if you let them get away with this, very soon they will start charging you money to come and vote, putting more and more obstacles on the way, because they don't want to leave. They have created an empire where all of them worship one man, and they keep saying on your Monday we shall die, or your Monday we shall die. But they don't want to say, I pledge to my country, Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity, uphold her unity, honor and glory. So help me God. They don't want to do that. They say on somebody's mandate, they can stand. Whether the person himself cannot stand, but they want to stand up for him. So this is an irresponsible set of political class. And that is why, apart from after we settle this fight with them, Nigerians should remember all their names. 109 of them. Maybe only 6 or 5 should come back.
Okay,
Majority of them should not come back at all.
Okay, let's take a few more calls. Interesting. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good evening, Maryann.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Femi calling from Elegushi. Good evening to your guest. Sir, you have said it all, and we are here by standing on what you have said. And that is how it is, because this is, we are tired of, we will do it tomorrow, we will do next tomorrow. No, it is now or never. Let the right thing be done. And secondly, to add to it, because in 2023, there were places that we go into voting and we were pursued with the cutlasses and we were warned that we should not come out. Most of us, we come out by force, and some persons came threatening people not to come out and vote. So in those type of situations, sir, I think we should also make it that anybody that will threaten somebody not to come out and vote and destroy voters' places of vote, such a place should either be cancelled or either a particular thing should be done about it, because it happened in Lagos. Where many of us were threatening not to come out and vote. If we have vote, we will flog us with cane and all those things. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. I know the law makes provision for certain things that you've raised this evening, but sir, I'll let you respond to that quickly before we wrap up here.
In the law, what Akpabio is trying to do is that those people chasing you up and down with cutlasses, Akpabio wants them to spend less time in jail. We say no. Such people ought to go to jail for a long time so that nobody does it, including those who are selling and buying votes. All this money being stolen from government here and there. When you discover that you collect 5,000 naira from them, you are going to spend 10 years in prison. Nobody will come out. So this is what we are trying to do. And we are trying to make the law even stronger and stronger, and stiffer and stiffer and tougher and tougher. But Akpabio and his type are saying that the punishment for such people who are undermining democracy, frightening voters, creating violence, selling votes, altering figures, that we should punish them less. Just like last year, President Tinubu was giving amnesty to every criminal who is passing by. Just giving amnesty. They want to criminalize the society. They want you to accept crime as part of the culture, so that when you are talking that we don't want criminals in government, they want to criminalize everybody already and say, well, we're all criminals. We are not. This is a country of law. This is a country of decent people. This is a country of Islam, of Christianity, of traditional religion, all of which combine together and say that don't join evildoers, don't do evil. These are the things we were taught. We used to punish students who cheat in exam, shame them, rusticate them, send them away. But people who cheat in elections are not the one presiding to choose education minister. So we need to put an end to this kind of criminal consciousness.
I want to say thank you. Prince Adewole Adebayo is the former presidential candidate for the Social Democratic Party, SDP. I want to thank you for having this conversation with us and breaking it down for the average person. And I'm hoping that more and more of conversations like this to help people see their power, see their position and what their rights are would be had, not just on this station, but even as you're having conversations with politicians, you can also have them with voters so that people understand that it's not enough to vote once and then say, well, if the magic didn't happen, it's never going to happen. But I thank you once again for devoting your time to come on Nigeria Info to speak with us, sir.
Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Well, Lagos, there we leave it. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the politics of insecurity. Will it ever end, or has it come to stay? My name is Maryann Okon. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, MIMIEYO, or just search for Maryann Okon. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Hard Facts. Bye-bye.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.